Hello, my name is Thomas Carr, and I'm here on behalf of the Manchester Men Speak Up and Manchester Women Together online forums to talk about World Cerebral Palsy Day, which is coming up on the 6th of October. Today, I'm joined by a fantastic guest who has a vast amount of knowledge and experience dealing with cerebral palsy through his organisation, the JT Foundation. The JT Foundation is a countrywide advocacy charity dedicated to transforming the landscape for children with cerebral palsy in Greater Manchester. That being said, I'm delighted to introduce my guest, Felix Phikiso. Felix, how are you?
I'm good, Tom. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. I'm sure you've got a very busy schedule. Can you tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do at the JT Foundation?
Thank you. So I'm the founder and the executive director of JT Foundation, and my story is inseparable from the children and families that we strive to support. For the past 13 years, Tom, I've lived the daily realities, the joys and the struggles that come with navigating life with cerebral palsy. My firstborn son, Jerome, is level 4 cerebral palsy, and it is my personal journey of pain, resilience, and life that inspired me to create the JT Foundation. It's where hope turns into action. So each day, Tom, I wake up guided by the simple belief that every child deserves a chance. My work is varied, as it is personal, writing grant applications at dawn, sharing heart-to-heart conversation with families and therapy clinics, or advocating for more child provision in Greater Manchester in the evening.
Move on to my next question. You'll know a lot about this, obviously, but what is cerebral palsy and what are the symptoms?
Cerebral palsy is a group of lifelong conditions that normally affect movement, coordination, usually brain damage that occurs before or during or soon after birth. Symptoms can vary widely, but often includes muscle stiffness, fluidness, involuntary movement, difficulties with balance and coordination, and sometimes as well, it presents itself with visual difficulties, hearing problems, and of course, epilepsy. But every individual experience is unique. And there are 4 levels of cerebral palsy. There's level 1 cerebral palsy. Those ones who are able to walk. Level 2, they can walk with some limitations, but often needs walking devices for longer distances. And level 3, primarily walk with handheld devices, and then they would need wheelchair for longer distances. Level 4, they are limited mobility and primarily uses manual or powered wheelchair, which plus short distance of walking with assistance. And level 5 now is the severe movement limitations, which requires full-time usage of wheelchair and complete assistance for most activities.
What are the main misconceptions about cerebral palsy that people often have and that you've experienced?
There are some persistent misconceptions about cerebral palsy. If there's one thing I wish people would know, is that they are just myths, just myths. One common myth is that people with cerebral palsy all have intellectual disability, but it's not some no intellectual disability at all. In reality, intellectual ability varies, and many have none. Another misconception is that the people with cerebral palsy use wheelchairs when they need to walk. But the condition affects range it varies from mild to severe. Many believe it is progressive, but cerebral palsy is not progressive because the brain injury has not changed, remains constant. Finally, there's this assumption that people with cerebral palsy cannot live a full, fulfilling social life or professional life. It's a myth contradicted every day by the achievements and contribution of people in the cerebral palsy community.
The reason we're here today is to talk about cerebral palsy, but also about World Cerebral Palsy Day and why it's important we recognise this. Can you talk a bit about that and talk about why it is important?
Cerebral Palsy Day celebrated each October the 6th. It's personal to our whole community. It's a day of sharing news stories, standing together, and making sure the world knows what's possible when barriers fall. Last year, I stood beside families, laughing, cheering, and listening to children as they celebrated their milestones, big or small. This year's theme, Unique and United, rings true in our work every day. Our voices come together from, of course, Manchester. We are here saying we are here, we belong, we matter. By raising awareness and celebrating each achievement, the day helps to push back against stigma and help us create a world that welcomes all abilities.
My final question is about you and the work you do. So you mentioned before that you work and you organise the JT Foundation. You support people who are affected by cerebral palsy. Can you touch on that a little bit at the end?
Well, JT Foundation to me is more than just a charity. It's a lifeline for children with cerebral palsy in Greater Manchester and their families that was granted. We are dedicated in providing practical holistic support that meets the needs of the families. And the work focuses on ensuring that every child has access to opportunities and resources, therapies that they need to thrive. And so we're here to make sure when children need therapies, they're given the resources. The NHS is stretched. We have a lot of children with cerebral palsy, so the waiting list can be long. We're here to provide the therapies with the spiritual therapy, physiotherapy for these children while they are wait to be seen by the NHS. Sometimes the NHS can offer them medical blocks of therapies, so we're here to complement that, to make sure these children can have further more therapies, but also there are some equipment that are not statutorily provided and that these children need. So we're there to help secure the grants, talk to other organizations in Manchester who help these children they need. And looking forward, we're hoping soon to have our own Manchester Cerebral Palsy Center, where we'll have the hydrotherapy pools, therapeutic gyms, and other therapeutic units right here in Manchester.
Fantastic. And if people want to get in touch with you, Felix, I'll put your information, your organization's information on the screen now and in the description of the video. That is all my questions. So thank you very much for being here and for sharing your time with me today, Felix.
No, thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much for inviting us today. Thank you.
You're welcome.